Good evening, everyone. I'm your host, David Glamour Dave Nienow, and we are here to talk about the Namaste Rescue Ranch, which is a new rescue ranch organization here in the Road Valley. It's just recently come together in the last month, and we happen to have as our guests the owners of the ranch, and we have with us Christina Belton and Poppy Nelson. And they just moved into the valley just within the last month, bought this ranch, which is based in Eagle Point.
It is.
And they've got a variety of animals that they are rescuing and caring for. And so we're here to talk about their ranch to this evening. So we want to welcome Christina and Poppy to the show.
Thank you.
So ladies, to begin with, now as I understand it, you just moved into the valley within like the last month or so?
We did.
And so, what's the purpose of the ranch? I mean, it's like a basic rescue care organization, correct? Is that what you're doing?
We are. It's not even an organization. It's just love.
Yeah.
And loving another animal and loving each other.
Yeah. And how many animals are currently at your ranch right now that you're caring for?
We have 6 horses, 2 goats, 11 chickens, 1 sheep,
Okay.
a rabbit, 3 dogs, and 3 cats.
All right.
They all live happily together.
Well,
Yes.
that's pretty impressive, actually. What brought you ladies into doing this kind of work? What got you here to this?
I always loved animals. I wanted to be a vet when I grew up, you know, as a child, and of course sometimes we don't make it to our dreams. And so I had the chance now in my life to do something good, and that's what makes me feel good inside, and I sleep well at night.
Yeah.
So.
And all the animals love her.
Yeah.
They love her.
Yeah. And Poppy, what about you? What brought you into doing this work?
Well, all the animals didn't like me too much. Growing up, I loved animals, but they just didn't like me, but they always loved her. And she continued that, and I love animals so much. And I want to be there to support my sister and change lives.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a really good thing. I mean, you're one of several animal rescue organizations that exist here in the valley. And they all do really wonderful work, and it's good to see another organization, ranch, rescue service kind of coming into the area.
Thank you.
You happen to have brought a couple of your rescues here.
I did.
Yeah.
So we have Grace. Grace, I got last year off the streets of Mississippi, and she had no hair, and she was bloody and skinny and malnourished, and I picked her up and put her in the car, and I thought, well, I'll go, you know, have her put down, and she'll not hurt anymore. And but I found that she really wanted to live, and she did that, and just with a little bit of medicine and a pill that they can give them for the red mange now, and she's cured. She has all her hair, and she's healthy, and it's great. It's a great feeling.
Right. And the other.
This is Pinky, and Pinky came from a breeder, and the lady wasn't taking very good care of them. We did pay a lot of money for her, but it was to save her life.
Yeah.
And so we felt good about that.
Yeah.
And
She
now
wouldn't be another breeder.
Yeah, right,
You know.
Yes, now she is happy and healthy. She, when we got her, she had fever and toxidia, and she was malnourished, and
She had to have
she was
laser
very sick.
treatments in her
wow.
ears.
Yeah.
Her ears were impacted, and
Yeah.
so it does take, it's a process to get them better, but
Yeah.
once you go through that process, and if you're really, you know, if you're
in
I
it for
feel
the
that
right
soul, I
reasons.
feel that I've helped that soul out, you know, and that's what feels good.
Now, we happen to have some pictures of your ranch and some of the animals that you're rescuing. If the control room could bring up some of those images, we'll start talking about the story of what you're doing. So this is your ranch property in San Eagle Point.
This is our home, and my mother, that's her apartment off to the side, and I'll take care of my mother for the rest of her life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love her to death, and she supports us in everything we do.
Yeah.
And she's out there cleaning up after the animals
Yeah.
and doing everything right along with everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I have a 6-year-old boy, and I have to run off quite a bit, and so she's always there for me to you know, to
care
stay
of
there with
everything.
him or.
She's mom of the ranch.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's go on to the next image and let's see what we're looking at. So this is among the horses that you have?
This is our 3 from Mississippi that we brought over. 2 of them are rescues. 1 is not. 1 was a gift. And the horse in the middle, actually, the Appy, is the horse that we got. Sharon Bodoin off of Facebook actually bought her off of an auction. And it was a very bad auction. It was known for abuse. And so she didn't have the money to have the horse shipped to Wyoming from Arkansas. So we were like 4 hours from Arkansas. And so she contacted me and said, "Hey, do you want this horse?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Absolutely."
Yeah.
And she was so thin and so sweet. And she didn't want to load, so I got up under her and I lifted her up. And
She lifted her with her back
Oh, yeah.
and pushed
her into the trailer, and she loaded. And, you know, we never looked back.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's go on to the next.
So this is some of the first pictures of Grace when she came to us with the red mange.
Yeah.
And I put all kind of salves together that I had for horses and stuff. Those creams and lotions and salves and all kind of medicated things. And I just would rub her body down to soothe the sores.
Daily massages.
Yeah.
She really, but you can just see the love on her face. And she's like, "Yes, I'm here now," you know. And it was a process. And slowly but surely, she got every stitch of hair back.
Yeah.
And she is fat and sassy.
Yeah. Well, she's pretty relaxed right now, but
yes.
she definitely looks considerably better.
She spends her days chasing squirrels. This is the earlier picture. And,
now, how long was that process to get her to where she's at now?
really, it wasn't that long. It was probably about 3 to 4 months.
Right, okay.
And she was already almost covered, probably about there is the 3 or 4 month process.
Yeah.
We also had her fixed and microchipped.
Which all of the animals
all of our
are
animals
fixed
are
and
microchipped.
microchipped.
Yeah, okay.
Even the horses are microchipped.
Yeah, right.
We do, when we get the animals, we do not plan on them leaving.
Right.
But if that
Occasionally.
right situation
Yeah.
and that soul is met with another soul that's supposed to be together, you know that.
Yeah.
So that's when you know when you have to let them go.
Right.
And or knowing when it's time to let them go because they're hurting. And that's the thing that people don't understand of what rescuing is. It's not just trying to make it better, but it's ending something that, ending the pain or
Giving a new beginning.
giving a new beginning.
Yeah.
You know, it's a hard choice to make, but it is a choice that I think I'm here for.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready for that. I can feel what they're feeling, and no, I'm not crazy, but
No,
you know,
but-
I just have a knack with animals, and
Yeah.
I can make them better. And hopefully give them a forever home.
Yeah, well, that's definitely a worthwhile thing. You know, and caregiving in all its forms, whether you're caregiving for, you know, another person or you're caregiving for animals, it's very much an emotional
It is.
thing that you know you deal with at a really strong level. I mean, I had to do that just for my father for
Yes.
several years, and I know, you know, caregiving is just can be a really intense thing.
Yes.
But it also applies to caregiving for animals, and anyone that does that at a serious level should be really recognized for making that effort. I really commend you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
There's, are there additional images to be brought up? Yeah, so yeah.
So these are the 2 of the 3 horses we just brought over from Washington
Last week.
6 days ago.
Okay. So these are really recent pics.
These are.
Yeah.
And the white horse, his head was completely split open.
Oh,
Was
geez.
he before? I guess when they went through the sale,
Yeah.
he busted his head on the trailer.
Oh man.
There he is, right
oh,
there.
wow.
Yeah.
And he's a sweet baby.
Yeah.
He's lame on the front, which we've got vet coming out tomorrow. We had to wait for the best equine dental vet because they all are older horses.
Yeah.
And they haven't
And
been
they
taken
have to
care
have their
of.
teeth done.
Right,
They're really
yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And just care and maintenance that people think that, you know, it's okay, well, I'll do that tomorrow, and then they don't do it tomorrow, and then
Yeah.
it's the next day, no, and the next week, and then it's a year that the horse is sitting out there, and, you know, their hooves have grown out and their
Yeah.
teeth have grown out, and it gets away from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not even intentional for some people. They just
Right.
need help, and if you need help,
We're
you
here.
can contact us, yes.
Yeah. Now, are you? Is your ranch set up right now as a nonprofit?
No.
Okay.
No.
So,
We're in the process of
oh,
that.
so you're going through the process of
We
doing
are.
that right now. Okay. And in terms of support, how are you able to afford the expenses right now that you're of caring for the animals that you have?
Well, fortunately, my sister was married to a very lovely person, and they passed away.
Okay.
And we did have the chance to do something good with that money.
Right. Okay.
And that's what she would have wanted, and that's what we're doing.
Okay.
And
So right now it's all coming from private funds.
it is.
It is. yeah.
Okay. But certainly you're still at a certain point going to need to have some additional support and help.
Of course, that's always
from the public.
accepted.
Always welcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, is there, while you're going through the process of becoming a nonprofit, how can people help you right now? What are your greatest needs in terms of the help at the ranch? I mean,
We do have a couple of fields of hay that need to be cut.
yeah,
Because it makes it grow back better than, and that would be a lot of help. But you know, senior feeds, any kind of hoof supplements and vitamins, and
Anyone wants to come out
if
and
anyone wants to
brush
come
the
out,
horses, just spend time with the animals and show them that people
Yeah.
love.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, I would love for children to come, you know, wheelchair bound, and love to be able to come and brush the goats that we have.
Yeah.
Are so sweet, and they love to be brushed and cuddled, and so we try to keep a variety, to take in a variety,
right.
because somebody might be scared of a dog, or somebody might be scared of a horse, and
Yeah.
they might like a rat or a hairless cat.
Yeah.
So it is nice, and it's really exceptional to watch all the animals live together.
yeah,
You know, as one big happy family, and we do. We follow each other around. Cats, chickens, goats, horses, everything's out in the field, and we're all having a blast.
yeah. It's, do you have much in the way of field hands right now helping, or do you need more people to kind of come in? And,
Of course, there's always de-rocking days that we have, and I invite all my friends to come. And that we take the rocks out of the fields, so we can
Okay.
get in there and mow it,
Right.
because it's very costly to have to replace the decks on the mowers and
Yeah.
and the tractors.
And then it grows in better for the animals.
Right.
And
It
does.
thicker, and they don't
Yeah.
get hurt. They don't step on the rocks. And
How often do you do that?
To cut,
Yeah.
we never end cut as
Yeah.
soon as
when
spring.
you finish one side,
Yeah.
the other side's ready again.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have my husband who does a lot of the work out there. He'll do almost anything, but We do have a part-timer that is helping us right now.
Okay.
And we are paying them to help us
Yeah.
at the moment. But volunteer work is always welcome.
Yeah.
You know, I know people want to be around horses as much as, you know, and then there's that satisfaction because you made that person's day, you know, made it a good day.
Yeah.
And the horse had a good day, or the dog had a good day.
And the animals love to see people come to the house.
Yeah.
You know, they love to see people out there. They love to see people.
The horses
visit.
run up. You never have to go catch them.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're right up there wanting to love on you. They're ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now, are there like, have you got like any plans to like build relationships in the community with, like, say, some of the schools to be able to bring children in?
Would love to, absolutely. And also, I am doing my best to set up a veterans program to maybe, hopefully, get them to come ride on a trail set up just for them.
Yeah.
And it would be great for them to be able to come out and see the view that we have of Eagle Point, and the area is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How big is the ranch in terms of acreage?
It's an 80-acre ranch.
Okay. All right.
And it is all fenced in. We do have access to some BLM land, which I don't really think we need to spread out. We got a pretty good bit right there.
That's a good sized ranch.
Yes,
so
it is nice.
Yeah.
But it's very secluded, off
Yeah.
the road. It's up at the base of a mountain, and you know the animals
Yeah.
are very safe and taken care of.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a gated entry, so
Okay.
you know, we'd have to make arrangements to come see us, and
Right.
but we gladly take, you know,
Everyone and anyone, it would be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yes, anyone who with good intentions comes and can enjoy what I enjoy in life, and is just awesome.
Yeah. Is there? Does the ranch have like any social media presence right now to
It
report on what you're doing? So what are your social media?
So we are in groups on Facebook as
Okay.
Namaste Rescue Ranch, all
Okay.
in caps.
All right.
And I do post. It's hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah,
and sometimes
that's right.
the posts are slow, but
Yeah.
I do give updates on the animals that we get. And every time
Right.
I get a new animal, you know, I try to post. And
Yeah.
sometimes we get animals that the owners just can't have them anymore.
Right.
They're
yeah.
very healthy. You know, they just need
a home.
right.
Yeah.
And I need a mixture of for my family. You know, I need a
Yeah.
mixture of that, a little bit of everything, and I love it.
Yeah, well, it's I really commend what you're doing. Is there you're fairly new to the area, so in terms of right now, have you also made any efforts yet to like build relationships with some of the other connecting animal rescue organizations to kind of, because I know they all kind of help each other to some degree, and like the Equimore Horse Foundation here in Ashland is a great rescue organization. They just deal with horses. But is there any plans to kind of build those relationships?
Absolutely, relationships are a really good thing to have. Bridges are meant to be built.
That's right. Yeah.
And
Especially when it comes to animals.
Yeah.
to support,
Yeah.
and that takes a group effort. One person can't do it all.
Yeah.
And if you can link people together to do stuff like that, it's awesome. And that's what we plan on doing. We're going to blow this place away with helping us save some animals and help our community out at the same time.
And if she can save one animal, and her and I can save 2 animals, then if you join in, we can save 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and we do, if you'd like to sponsor an animal, you can sponsor an animal.
Yeah.
We totally are in agreement that if you want to come out and say, I want to come out and rent that horse an hour and brush it or whatever, but that money, all that money goes right back into the animals.
Yeah.
If there is any money made, the veterans program is a totally free program that there won't be any profit made off of that at all.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think that they've paid.
Yeah, they paid enough.
They've paid.
Yeah.
And they deserve to have that social friendship with nature.
Yeah.
And
It's
because that's
very
what's
healing.
left.
It is. Well, You know, in my own personal experience, you know, I cared as a caregiver for my father for 7.5 years, and you know, it's a very emotional, draining type of an experience. You get into different levels of bouts of depression, you know, and you need to get help for that. But always, you know, I've had like my cats, and they've always been kind of like, you know, a stable force,
Yes.
you know, while dealing with whatever level of depression that I've had to deal with,
Sure.
you know. So animals really serve an important role in helping us try to be as the best members of humanity that we can be.
That's
do.
right.
You know,
They do.
and
They love without exception.
that's right. You know, I mean, it's an animal's love is probably about the purest form of love that anyone
It
ever
definitely-
experiences.
It
You know,
definitely is.
so you know, all the different organizations that are out there that support, you know, activities like what you ladies are doing, you know, is to be highly commended and supported. You know, so I think at some point, you know, my mother and I would love to come out
That would be
and
fantastic.
you know, visit your guys' ranch.
Great.
And down the road, I would suspect that you know, in a few months, when my other show, Gems of the Road Valley, gets back into production, we just might make your ranch one of the gems of the Road Valley, and we'll have you come
That would
back
be
on my
amazing.
show
That would be
and
amazing.
help you kind of do an update report on how things are progressing
That would be
with what you're doing, and
be great.
and hopefully by then you would have your nonprofit status. Right, and
Right.
that's going to be a really key thing to, I think, to
It
help
is, yeah.
with your public fundraising.
Yes,
and,
definitely.
So yeah, well, this has been really great. Now, is there anything else about the ranch that we haven't covered that should be addressed? Just while we still have some time here.
We actually have the most beautiful view of
Mount McLaughlin.
Mount
Oh
McLaughlin.
yeah.
Taking a ride down the road is gorgeous, and taking a ride up through the trails is gorgeous. We have the Water District, which has a stream all the way
Yeah.
that runs all the way through our land, and
Yeah.
it's really nice and peaceful and tranquil.
The wild turkeys that come through every day,
Oh,
twice,
wow.
twice a day,
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
20
twice
of
a
them.
day.
Oh wow, that's a
Yeah.
that's a big
Yeah.
flock. Yeah.
And see, I don't eat turkey, so that's great.
Vegetarian.
I'm not, but I don't eat turkey. But it's nature is much nicer to you than people are sometimes.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'd rather sometimes go talk to the tree
Or the
or,
animals.
or the
Yeah,
animals.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll
'cause-
definitely love to give updates on the horses and stuff that we just got in last week.
Absolutely. They did come. The farrier came yesterday and did their feet.
Yeah.
And thank goodness there's no feet problems.
Right. Okay, that's good.
But
yeah.
so we're making progress, and hopefully they'll be a part of the ranch.
Yeah.
The veterans program
Yeah.
is what they plan. Their place is supposed to be.
Yeah, well, from the pictures of your recent horses that you just brought to the ranch, I mean, you know, it looks like they're going to need some serious attention,
They
Yes.
do.
and that's probably going to take quite a bit of time to get them into a proper healing
Oh,
Yes.
yes, it will.
position.
3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
Ruby, we got Ruby, and this was her. We got her from Arkansas off the slaughter truck.
Yeah.
They were taking her to slaughter, and so we brought her home. And 4 months, she was just fat and sassy, and it takes such little care. It seems like a lot, like it would be a lot,
Yeah,
but it's
right.
not. It's just a little bit of care.
You just have to have the love.
Yeah, you know, I mean that energy definitely transfers, you know, and translates into, you know, some healthy,
Yeah.
you know, effects.
Yeah,
You know?
and you know, I've myself suffered from depression and a long time ago, drug addiction, and animals brought me right out of that.
Yeah.
They saved me, and so it's not only a rescue for the animals; it's rescue for people.
Yeah.
It rescued me, it rescued my family. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so we just it's an open,
Yeah.
you know, rescue. It's not specific.
Right. Yeah. Well, now talk about the.
Okay, so this little sheep, the neighbors, their new neighbors, called us and asked us if we had a sheep that we were had at the farm, and we did not have a
Yeah.
sheep. And so they caught it and called us over to pick her up. And so we went and got her, and she's still adjusting.
Yeah.
She's very wild, and but we're gonna handle her and calm her down, and have her seen by a vet. And
Right.
Rescue.
In terms of when you bring animals onto the ranch, is there like a typical adjustment period for all animals, or do different animals kind of have different periods of adjustment to like acclimate to the new situation?
usually any animal that comes to the farm, unless it has been recently vetted,
Right.
is automatically in a 30-day quarantine.
Okay.
And in that time, they're seen by the vet, and they're if they're sick, they're given the medicines that they need, or and then that way for sure we're not passing any types of diseases
Right.
to other animals.
Right.
And that's always a safe thing to do, which we get the vet in as soon as possible, which is good. We just made contact with vets and farriers and here, so it's a rush to find what we need.
Right. Yeah.
Because the animals are coming before the plan.
Yeah.
I mean, they do.
Yeah.
And that's, I've always been kind of looking for what was I supposed to do in life.
Yeah.
And maybe I found it.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're doing a really great thing, and I commend you both for what you're doing. And I thank you both for coming on to the show.
Thank you guys for having us.
To talk about what you're doing. And so we want to thank Christina and Poppy for coming on to the show. And we want to thank you, the audience, for watching. And I encourage you out there to give as much support as you can to the Namaste Rescue Ranch, and contact them if you're interested in helping in whatever way you can. And so this will conclude our show, and we thank you and have a good night, and we'll see you next time.